Hello friends, I'm so glad you're here with me today. I have been so excited to bring you this card project that I have. They were really fun to create and I am looking forward to sharing them. So let's go ahead and get our camera changed and take a look. Okay, so here are the products that I'm going to be using today. It's not really very many, but I love the way they all came together. So of all the card fronts that Whimsy Stamps has come out with, this is one of my favorites. There's just so many fun ways to use these great scenes, and I particularly love the way they have left a spot for you to include different images. It's just beautiful colors. They're really fun. I'm definitely going to get more of these. Then I'm also going to be using, this is called the Jungle Frame. Yep, Jungle Frame die set. I'm a little twisted on my words today. You'll have to forgive me. I'm getting jumbled up. And then I'm going to use a gnome set. And so Whimsy Stamps has lots of different gnome sets. I chose this one, but any of the gnomes work great with these enchanted card fronts. So this one is called Gnome Friends. And I wanted to make a little gift set of cards. All right, so the first thing that you need to do is go ahead and make yourself some frames. We're going to be using this largest frame, and then we're also going to be using the two different sizes of leaves from this die set. And I have gone ahead and stamped my gnomes, and I've colored them in Copic markers, and I stamped out all of the gnomes in the set and went ahead and colored them up. And I just chose colors that coordinated with the colors in the quick card fronts. Like I said, my words are just not there today. So when you open the quick card fronts, they come with 8 different card panels that are all different. And then they also have 2 sheets of sentiments, and in this set there's purple and there's the brown, and I'm using the purple today, but I still have this one to save on hand. And then of course you can also use your own sentiments, but we're going to go ahead and take this one right here, and I'm going to show you one fun way to kind of add to the enchantment of these beautiful card fronts. And I'm going to take some wet glue. Let me get mine going here. Okay, so once you have some wet glue with a fine tip, I'm just going to very quickly just kind of tap it on here wherever in the scene there looks to be little sparkles. And these are just great scenes to do this with. And some are bigger, but you can just kind of see how I'm doing this. And down here where the flowers are, I'm going to add some on the flowers. But I'm just kind of easing. You see, I'm still just tapping that glue. And I like to do half at a time. In this particular scene, there's some little flashes back in there that might be like lightning bugs or something. So I've gone ahead and done this side with my glue. And now I'm going to take some of my glitter and add some glitter. And if you have like fine glitter, or chunky, it just doesn't make any difference. But I don't know how well you can see that. I'm going to try to angle it so you can see it. But it just adds some glittery fun to your background. So I'm going to go ahead and do this other side real quickly and through the middle. And you're not really squeezing it on. You're just getting some glue on your tip and then just tapping. And if there's a bush or something and you're filling in a whole little area, you know, you can tap it a little more heavily. But for the most part, I'm just keeping it pretty simple. Okay. Go ahead and glitter this other side. All right, there we go. Did I get the center? Let's try that again. I think I missed the center right here. There we go. Now it's all glittered. All right, so hopefully you can kind of see that. Now, I'm going to show you some that have already dried. So here's one that I did earlier, and I'm just going to angle it, and you can kind of see, you can see the flowers and around the top of the arch that I've added that glittery goodness on there. And that's just another way to kind of build up that enchanted look. All right, I think glitter, I don't know, I think of fairies and just enchanted things should be glittery in my book. So, all right, we've gone ahead and die cut some of these frames, and I did mine out of some craft cardstock, and if you wanted to, you could layer those up. And I'm just going to do a little bit of blending on these. I've got two different oxide inks, and I'm going to just kind of very randomly put on some color onto these frames. See that? Alright, so that's the darker. And now I'm going to take some of this lighter color and same thing, just kind of weave that in there to kind of get my frame to look more like a piece of wood. Okay. All right. So I did that to all the frames that I'm going to use. There we go. And now for the leaves. Let's set that aside real quick. To do the leaves, we're going to grab my cardboard here again. And I'm going to, let's see, this one is the Wilted Violet Oxide ink, and I'm just going to very quickly ink up, and this is not a great solid inked background. I'm going to be using this to make die cuts, so it's all right with me if it's rough. You know, you don't have to, if you want it real heavy, you can do it heavy, but lights and darks do not matter. We can just get some ink on here. And you really only need enough space for your two dies to fit on. So that's why I'm not doing a whole card, because I know I only need that much. All right. All right, so now that we've got some ink on there, I'm going to grab a splatter box. I'm going to cut this in half. And one side at a time, I'm going to add some more depth and detail to my leaves by adding some fun sprays. So any sprays that you have in your stash, there's lots of companies that carry sprays. And I'm also going to do a little bit of shimmer mist. Several of the sprays have like shimmer to them. Let's see, I'm having trouble getting, there it goes. Some of that, and for the final one, I'm going to add some gold, because I like gold is kind of like the glitter. When you add gold into things, it just brings in that enchanted look. So I'm going to let this piece dry, and we're going to do the pink. And same thing, I'm going to get some sprays. I'm just gonna, now this one doesn't mist as well. It never has. It comes out more in a steady stream. So since this one comes out in a steady stream, I'm actually going to turn it over and kind of blot it around just to get a little more variation. Now I'm going to spritz it with the shimmer, and now with a little bit of the gold. Now I like to use, whoops, that's not gold, that's more of the pink. Picked up the wrong one. There we go. These are actually some sprays that I picked up at a discount store a long time ago. I don't know that they're still on the market, but I do know that like Tim Holtz carries spray, Brutus Monroe carries sprays. Oh, I have another company and I can't remember the name of it at the moment, but there we go. So now that you've you spray them up, get them nice and glittery or shiny and fun, one thing you can do if you want to tone it down a little, you can come back with your oxide ink and kind of go over the top. This one, I'm loving the way it looks, so I'm not going to come over it with ink, but sometimes I do. So you can, you know, just have fun with that and make it the way that you want it to be. So I'm going to set this aside to dry as well, and then we'll come back and die cut those in just a moment. All right. So now that we have our piece about like this, I'm going to go ahead and glue down my frame right here onto the front of my card. I hope everyone is doing well. It's been a really kind of emotional month for me. My father has been battling cancer for a while, and he did pass away this past week. So I've been a little just out of it for the last few days and trying to get back into the swing of things. But I went straight from being on vacation to going through that with my family, and it did take me out of my craft room. So I've had several fun projects that I've had sitting over here ready to go, and I'm excited to finally be bringing them to you. So, all right, I'm just going to center that right on here. And now we're going to add our little gnome right here in this walkway. So adding your die cuts and your stamps to the quick card fronts is a fantastic way to use these, and you see us in the design team doing that often. And you could just leave it just like this and add a sentiment and you'd be done. But I really wanted to play with these leaves and to add these leaves. So you can see here where I've made some of these leaves. I'll pick them up there. And I've made them in lots of different colors that kind of coordinate, and you can see how those sprays and how that's fun. But I wanted the enchantment to be just a little bit more. So what I did, whoops, stuck to my finger. All right, let me grab my, so this is a block I use just for gluing and things like that. I am going to take some glossy accents, and I'm going to spray it right on here on my block, or just squirt a little bit of it on there. And you could use wet glue as well for this technique. If you don't have glossy accents, you can just use, in fact, I'll do some in wet glue. I'll put it right over here. All right, and you don't need much. And I'm also going to go ahead and get my glitter out. So after you die cut your leaves from your sprayed pieces, this is what I did. I took my completely dry, and I'm going to tap it in there. And now I'm going to tap it in the glitter. And there you go. Now I have really enchanted leaves ready to go for my projects. And that is a quick and easy way to glitter whatever pieces you want to use. And now this one I did with the wet glue. And when that dries, you'll see the color because it will dry clear. So it doesn't matter. I like the shiny look underneath the glitter, so that's why I'm using the glossy accent, but either one will work. All right, so there we go. I've got my leaves ready to go. Set my glitter tray aside. So now that my leaves are ready, I've got my sentiment that I have cut from the sentiments that come in the quick card fronts. One of these times I'm going to get that right. And I have glittered some leaves. For this card, I decided to go with the pink and purple leaves. And we're just going to finish this one off. Whoops. I'm going to start with the pink. And I am going to use my little scissors just to kind of trim the stem down a little bit, because I didn't want that stem hanging off. Add these right up here in the corner. up here. All right, for my sentiment, I'm using So Grateful for You. I like this gnome hugging that little puppy dog. And I thought that was a good visual for the So Grateful for You, so I'm just going to add that right up here. And now for these, I'm going to put right down here in this corner. And again, I'm going to trim off those long stems, just leaving a little bit. All right, there we go. Isn't that fun? All right, so let me quickly show you some of the other designs that I came up with. And all of these, I've already done all the steps. So you won't have to see the steps all over again, but we'll quickly put these together so you can see. And this one, I colored the money, this nice pale yellow, to pick up these yellows in the background. And again, I kept my gnome in the purples and blues and grays to pick up the colors in my quick card front. But this is a fun way to use these quick card fronts to pair them with your stamps and dies and still have some fun doing the artsy things of, you know, inks and sprays and be creative, but still have a fun background. And I love that glitter added onto the card front. It's a really pretty look. So there are all gnome sets for just about every occasion. And I'm going to put this one right here so he's just walking down this path with his bunny. There we go. Add my glittery leaves. I love the blue and gold together on the leaves. I think that turned out really nicely. So you'll have to tell me there in the comments if you use a lot of sprays and stains. I believe this is the second video I've done where I've used some sprays and stains. And sometimes I kind of forget to use them, but then I'll go in a spell where I use them quite often. So you'll have to tell me your thoughts on sprays and stains. Go. I'm just going to tuck this little yellow in and underneath. And for this one, I chose the greeting, "Have a magical day." I'm going to place it right up here because I don't want to cover up too much of my glitter. My glitter kind of comes down the side of this tree. There you go. So these two very much have the same. Isn't that fun? Really like how these turned out. So for my very final one, I have this one, and I chose to do kind of a medley of different colors on the leaves, but I love how the glitter turned out on this one on top of the house. So fun. Finish this one up. There we go. And for this one, I colored him with the pinks to kind of pick up the pinks that are in the flowers going around the house. And for all of these, I colored them with really light Copic markers. Didn't use anything too heavy and dark. They're mostly the zeros and the 00s with maybe a darker one just to get the shading. And then for the leaves, I'm going to put them in the opposite corners of what I did before. Go. And I just love how the glitter on the leaves add to the overall feel of these cards. They were really fun to make. Go. Oops, I cut the stem off this one. All right. Now for this one, I have a very small little sentiment that says just for you. I'm going to tuck it right up here. All that. So the one that I glittered up today, I'll go ahead and make a gnome for him and finish up that last one with these last leaves. But you can see we've got 3 card fronts here ready to go with the fun Enchanted Quick Card Fronts and the Gnome Friends. I hope you like this idea and we'll give it a try. I'm gonna go ahead and switch my camera back real quick. All right, thanks for being with me today. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you are interested in any of these products, you can find them listed here below the video. So give us a thumbs up, and we love your comments, so we'd love to hear what you think of these quick card fronts and adding the glitter and sprays for doing your dies. And thank you so much for being with me. Have a great one. Bye-bye.